Guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Exos Heroes, I've got really good news for you guys. The hero, the Fatecore that we had been waiting for so long, the Fatecore Schmid is finally showing up. And man oh man, right after he showed up, he actually made his point that he is definitely going to kick the ass of the stall meta real hard. Yes, he's really amazing counter for the current stall meta, guys. That's how good he is, and let's start reviewing him right away. All right, so looking into his artwork, he definitely looks so amazing, so badass, and he kind of reminds me of the Game of Thrones. I don't know why. Alright, anyways, let's start talking about the notice right over here. Fatecore chance increase, Grand Duke of Darkblood Schmid recruit. The period is going to be starting after maintenance. That's going to be later this evening. Alright, and the banner is going to be lasting until March 24th, Wednesday, 2021 p.m. 17:59 UTC time. So there we go, guys. His banner is going to be lasting for a total of 1 week. Main hero, you can recruit hero plus Fatecore with a higher probability than premium recruitment. And guess what, guys? He's a gold Fatecore hero unit. That means you can summon him at a rate of 0.5% chance from his banner, and you can get him for free after 28 multi summons in his banner. That's going to cost you a total of 19,600 cess. Alright, so be prepared with that one. I'm already prepared with my 40,000 cess. Alright. Okay, now let's start talking about the Fatecore ability right over here, guys. Grand Duke of Darkblood Schmid, attack is going to be boosted by 61 points, defense by 50 points, and health by 238 points. That's good. And the combat power by a total of 10,800 points, which I think is pretty average. Alright, now let's start talking about this skill information out here, guys. Passive effect, alright, counter 3 it says, and let's talk about it. Counters upon taking damage, extra ways of dealing some DPS damage to the opponents out there. Gains mana 1 mana if the target dies, and gains mana 1 mana if the health of the target is at 70% or more. Extra ways of gaining mana out there, guys. So good, so good. Extra ways of dealing damage plus gaining some extra mana is definitely going to be a great help for this guy out here, guys, because with his active skills he can do wonders. Alright, and now let's start talking about the other passive effect right over here, known as the flow of mana. It says overtime effect, back row allies permanently gains 1 mana. That is really, really amazing, especially for these Japanese battles where your offensive units are forced to be placed in the back row. Alright, and being able to boost their mana is definitely a plus point in order to improve your DPS output, because in my words, the best offense is the best defense. But so far the things had been a little bit different in the Exos Heroes, but now Fatecore Schmid is actually going to change that. Alright, corruption, it says mark increases own attack by 20% for 7 turns upon receiving regeneration effects. You might just thinking, okay, just only 20% attack boost. No, it can be stacked up to 5 times. That means his attack can be boosted up to 100%. And as long as he keeps on receiving those health regeneration effects, like, you know, the soul bone from Dorka, the healings from the other healers out there, then, well, that is definitely going to be really helpful. And guess what, guys? In his first active skill, for the very first time in the entire history of Exos Heroes, I believe there is a lifesteal effect. Oh my god, he's actually going to convert the damage that he deals to the opponents into his own HP recovery. That is so insane, man. Things are changing, alright? Things are changing. Master Footsteps, it says, grants Master Footsteps to an ally with lower defense than the Costa. Alright, so that's gonna be it. The prey right over here afflicts the target with prey mark when an attack hits, resets turns of allies, except self with Master Footsteps when attacking an enemy marked with prey. Okay, so that's gonna be it, guys. Extra ways of getting some extra turns, which definitely is gonna be really helpful in order to dish out more damage against the opponents and be more effective out there in the battlefield. This is how the Schmid has been a really, really amazing unit so far, even without his Fatecore. But now, as he has Fatecore, things are changing. Alright, because he has got some really cool skill effects added to it. Next is gonna be the Guardian, a really good defensive skill out here, guys. Reduces own received damage by 90% when all allies except the Costa with the Master Footsteps mark are alive. You know, like, just to improve your sustenance, just put a Fatecore Tantal in your team, and you will actually start to see, like, how your team is actually going to survive the incoming damage from the opponents. And, well, being able to enjoy this one is a really great stuff, alright? Because, like, he takes near to no damage at all when all the allies are alive in the team, and the amount of damage he takes is so little. Next is gonna be the Dark Blood command. And now, from this point onwards, it's a new thing, alright? Yes, the another new thing that has been added is definitely going to be the Corruption, with which he can get up to a total boost of 100% attack. That is so great. But hey guys, there's a new addition known as the Dark Blood command, and now this is actually going to counter really hard those stupid stall meta, alright? Look at it, debuff, alright? If there is another living alloy marked with Master's Footstep behind self, which is so easy to fulfill, decreases attack and defense of the enemy, that activates a damage immunity effect and enemies in the same row by 80% for 15 turns. Think about it. As far as I know, there are 2 units so far that can actually activate the damage immunity. One definitely being the Fatecore Tantalo, alright, and the next is the Fatecore Lepen. Whenever she revives the units, she also really put or apply that damage immunity effect on them as well, right? And for the Fatecore Tantalo, whenever a certain ally gets hit by a critical strike, then well, at that time that ally is granted with the damage immunity. And if that is actually gonna get triggered, that particular hero unit and plus all the allies in the same row will be costed this debuff that's going to reduce their attack and defense by up to 80%. That is massive, okay? With this decrease, definitely your opponent will not be able to deal a lot of damage to you guys in the first place. The second thing is that like you will be able to dish out a heavy damage on them. 80% in defense reduction is huge, alright? Even with just your like normal attacks, you will be able to deal some massive damage output. So that is really good, alright? Definitely. And guess what? It's not going to just stay for a few turns. It's going to stay out there for a whopping 15 turns. That's a very long duration, ladies and gentlemen. 15 freaking turns? Wow. Things can really change really easily just within that 15 turns. And it's a passive effect. He doesn't even need to use this skill for this effect to actually be applied in there. So whenever the Fatecore Tantalo just activates his damage immunity, guess what? He himself plus all the other allies in the same row, possibly Fatecore Talia, and many other units like Garf, Ulum, they are going to receive that debuff penalty, which will reduce their attack as well as their defense stat by 80%. And that is massive, guys. That's massive. What a big opening, guys. Dark Blood command, very awesome. Now let's start talking about the next passive over here, the Fate Destroyer. Special, guys, if the caster has Condemn Mark, which is going to get from his second active skill, destroys 2 random Guardian Stones from the target upon attacking and removes all Condemn Mark from self. That is so huge, guys, alright? And now, along with the Fatecore Ulum, there is now another fated unit that can now start breaking the Guardian Stones of the random element type, and 2 of them at the same time. And guess what? On top of that one, he has an AoE skill as well. That means like, if he manages to get that Condemn Mark, and if he uses his AoE skill, think about it. Think about it. He is just going to make your battle really, really easy out there, guys. Really, really easy. Oh my god. Just look into his passive skill effect, guys. Even without using his active skill, even without him being active in the battle, you can already start gaining this kind of amazing benefits right away. And now let's start talking about his active skills. So if he managed to get his own turn, and let's see what he can actually do against the opponents out there. What kind of wrath he can actually bestow on the opponents out there. Active skill number 1, it says Evil Destroyer. Required mana 3 mana. That's definitely going to go really good with the Signature Force out there, being able to deal some more damage with Signature Force. And guess what? The Vagabond Signature Force is really strong as of now as well. It's actually gaining a lot of enhancements out there. So it's an AoE damage, deals 178% lifesteal damage to all enemies, and heals own health by 100% of the damage dealt. Boom. Mind blown, guys. Think about it. Wow. This guy, first of all, look at it. He actually reduces the incoming damage by up to 90%. A really great survival out there. And on top of that one, he's even going to heal himself as well. That's awesome. And now there's a health regeneration effect as well, which can actually work really good with his corruption, being able to improve his attack even further. Think about it. That is wow. He has so much synergy going on even within his skill sets, alright? That is so cool. Really, man, he's like a one-man army. I mean, oh wow, just look at this. He has a lot of sustenance to himself. Wow. And with this, definitely he can even deal some amazing damage to the opponents out there. And thanks to his signature force being so advanced, you can actually start imagining how he is going to wreak havoc in the opponent team, alright? Next is going to be the active skill number 2. Required mana, 5 mana, it's burst effect, alright? Known as the Dark Blood. So if he has any kind of extra mana, like let's say 7 mana, 8 mana, 9 mana, 10 mana, it's going to use all the mana available to deal some extra heavy damage on the opponents out there. It's a single target damage, deals 1050% damage to the one enemy, which I would say is the hardest nuke in the game. Think about it. The hardest nuke in the game. 1050% damage to one enemy, it's a 5 mana effect, and it's a burst damage. Think about it, when he has 10 mana, how much damage he's going to shit out on a certain single target. It's definitely a boss hunter, alright? Oh my god, that amount of damage, nobody can survive that. Mark effect. Grants condemn mark to self if the target dies, okay? So obviously, with this skill, if he's going to hit a certain opponent, provided that his signature force is so damn awesome, he is going to deal some shit ton of damage on that opponent. And definitely is going to get that condemn mark after killing that target, which is so easy. And with that condemn mark, he will be able to destroy the Guardian Stones of the opponents thanks to his first active skill. I don't know, like 2 random Guardian Stones broken for all the opponents out there with this AoE skill. And also on top of that one, thanks to the health regenerative effect, he's going to improve his attack stat as well. Wow. And he has no survival problems right away, guys, but thanks to his Guardian effect. He is going to ignore 90% of the damage dealt to him. He's only going to take 10% of the incoming damage. Wow. Just wow. And if there is a Fatecore Tandal or Fatecore Lepin in the team, in the opponent team, he's going to counter them real bad. Think about it. It's just too good. Really, really, really good, guys. Oh my god. The only drawback to him is that his signature force, the Vagabond, really do not have a lot of amazing hero units, alright? He only has, I think, 2 fated hero units on his disposal. One is going to be the Awakened Geon, next is going to be the Siowa. And how about the others? There are none, alright? So that means, like, for his nation, you just cannot easily make a very good team for him. Alright, you really have to like kind of use him with the another nation teams, like let's say the Lenom team possibly. Alright, and yeah, that's gonna be good, guys. So that's a little bit problem out there, but man, this guy is a solid legend. He's a SSS tier unit, God tier unit, and still, if you're asking me, should I be really investing my cess on this amazing freaking legendary unit? Should I be really summoning him? And I would say, hell yeah, go 100%. And this guy is definitely going to make a very big smile on your face, alright? It's going to really make you a lot of happy, and man, having him in your team is definitely a plus point, alright? So yeah, you gotta spend all the cess that you have. I mean, like 90,600 cess in max, alright? But if you still want to keep on pushing further, then it's really up to you. But hey, at least 19,600 cess. And yeah, if you might be asking, hey, if somehow I managed to get Fatecore Schmid in my first pool, second pool, or maybe my 10th pool or 15th pool, should I still go to the Piri summon? Should I still do that 28 mullet summons to get his extra copy? And I would say, hell yeah! Yes, why? Because first of all, he's a general unit, okay? Meaning, you gotta need his dupes in order to unlock his signature force even further. Alright? So you gotta get him. You really need to get him. That's how good he is. Alright? So yeah, spend your 19,600 cess because it's gonna be the best cess that you have ever spent in your game. Even if you manage to get him in your first summon, go all the way to 28 multi summons to get him, alright? That is the word of Zennosh to you guys. A word of advice. Alright. So that's gonna be it. I'm really happy. Definitely in the first hour of tomorrow, I'm gonna be releasing a video doing a lot of crazy multi summons in his banner. You can expect that. Alright. Next is gonna be the exclusive weapon chance increase, Dark Executioner. And it looks really good, guys. Kinda like reminds me of the Rune Blade from Final Fantasy series. Alright, look into it, guys. It is okay. It is okay. It's up to you. Like, if you really want to provide a really good, like weapon skin for your amazing Fatecore Schmid, then you can actually go on with it. But I would say I really do not recommend you guys to waste your cess in any kind of exclusive weapon summons, alright, because the amount of cess that you gotta use in order for summoning it is gonna be 700 cess, just like the normal summons in the hero units. And well, the amount of the boost that the exclusive weapon really do provide is not amazing. Just attack plus 30 and combat power plus 3000, that is nothing, guys. It's so bad. Usually the weapons are only meant for the skin, or let's say the costume for your weapons, alright, and that's it. Nothing much more. So well, I would say don't really spend your cess on it. If you have any extra cess and you are still itching, I would really advise you to go even further in summoning your Fatecore Schmid, because more the dupes you will have for Fatecore Schmid, definitely it will be much easier for you guys to keep on unlocking a lot of signature force levels for him, so that he can be even more effective in the battlefield out there. Alright, so yeah, he is really awesome. You gotta summon him. You gotta get him in your team right away. The best is that you might actually be able to spend in your entire history of game. This is gonna be it. Fatecore Schmid totally deserves it. And that's what I would say, and those are all my insights. If you do really agree with me, let me know. Do hit the like and subscribe button right away. If you have other arguments, insights, feedbacks, opinions, your own criticisms, do let me in the comment section below, and let's have a really good discussion about that. But man, this guy is broken. You gotta summon him. And that's it for today. See you guys in the next video.